equity bottom conditions are not there yet. Do you agree with that, or how do you think about it?
Well, statistically, it's probably not it. What you now have is the market transitioning from, concerns over inflation to recession. I mean, you've seen much made of the 3-month Treasury note inverting with the 10-year, has a pretty strong track record, in fact, excellent track record predicting a recession. The question will be what kind of recession, and that is going to affect how the market reacts, because if market starts discounting and concerns over earnings, that's going to matter for whether or not we've reached the bottom.
Quincy, I want to get your thoughts on the concept of bad news being good news as we, continue this conversation about earnings. That mantra is typically applied to economic data, but many have made the case that when you see lower ad revenue, especially for some of these tech companies, that's a read on the economy. That's a read of cooling demand. Maybe that's good news in the eyes of the Federal Reserve. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The market has been taking the data and then, filtering it through the perspective from the Fed. And it's exactly that. The bad news is good news, because what the market is hoping for is that the Fed begins a transition. I know most want the Fed to stop or to pause, but most likely it'll be a transition to a lower rate and less hawkish rhetoric as it moves towards the terminal rate. But that's what the market wants, and the market understands that the more the Fed sees the economy slowing, especially because it's become much more embedded in the broader economy, the labor market, for example, then the Fed understands its campaign is working. So that's why you're right. Bad news is good news. Good news at this point is bad news.
So, Quincy, last night Microsoft, like many other companies, called out the stronger U.S. dollar as a headwind in impacting their reported results. As a professional investor, Quincy, do you look past the swings in currencies and try to focus more on the underlying business, or do you have to take the reported numbers as they are? How do you deal with that?
Well, you're always looking at guidance. You've heard that over and over again, that when we're going through the earnings season, we're listening to the guidance. And you could see a number of analysts, especially Microsoft, have said, hey, this is a buying opportunity. The stronger dollar has been an important headwind. There's no doubt about it, particularly amid a backdrop of a weaker demand as the global economy slows down. But that is going to change. You're looking ahead 3 months, and the expectations are that the dollar will have weakened because the Fed eases off, and that is very helpful for the global footprint for a good portion of the S&P 500, the multinationals. So there's no doubt about it. The guidance is crucial. It isn't as if Microsoft came in with a, terrible guidance, the end of the earth guidance. No, it wasn't that at all. But it missed in terms of the guidance, and that should change. Similarly, we're waiting tonight to hear from Apple. And Apple, has a major footprint globally. The dollar's going to matter.
And so, Quincy, put this all into a portfolio for us. What's your highest conviction position at the moment?
Well, right now we tend to be more conservative at this point, and we like healthcare, and energy has been a top performer. Healthcare is moving in that direction. It has moved in that direction, including its riskier compatriot, which is biotech, all moving a nice gain for the advisors. Another thing that we're looking at, and that's important, and that is a move in industrials. It's like green shoots. A lot of that has to do with the defense component of industrials, the defense stocks. Very important for the overall industrials. They're moving inch by inch higher. The other thing that we're looking at is the bond market. We've been saying for some time now, the bond market has come back and offering investors a return that they haven't seen in a long time and to take advantage of that. The short duration, we're moving a little bit longer, but investment grade, short duration, again, moving a little bit longer. This is going to help until the market realizes that the rates are going to come down as recession fears are introduced, and then obviously the rates will start to pull back.
All right, Quincy, thank you so much for joining us. Always love getting your perspective there. Quincy Crosby, Chief Global Strategist for LPL Financial, NASDAQ-traded company. LPLA is the ticker symbol there. Just talking about earnings and kind of how the market's digesting those earnings. And, when I was an analyst, I would tend to try to look through some of the fluctuations on FX and try to look at the underlying business to say, hey, how are things going? But again, it can have big moves in the currencies, can have big moves on some of these multinational companies. We're really seeing it, in a big way this quarter. Again, Microsoft last night, Apple, as Quincy was mentioning, a huge global company after the close tonight, along with Facebook/Meta. We'll have more coming up. This is Bloomberg.
And you're listening to Bloomberg 960. We're brought to you by Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers clients can earn interest of up to 2.58% on the idle cash in their brokerage accounts.
Change can be disruptive, but at Bloomberg, we think bigger. Our sell-side solutions combine trading and automation with market-leading data, so you can evolve, scale, and embrace change. This is Bloomberg for the sell side. Visit Bloomberg.com/sell-side. Look beyond the ordinary with Global X ETFs. From cell phones to smartwatches, our world is more connected than ever. Even average household items like toasters now have the capability to connect to the internet. As innovation and investment in digital infrastructure continues to increase, technologies like 5G and the Internet of Things are growing exponentially. Visit globalxetf.com to discover these themes and more for your portfolio.
Greg Sauter is president of WGI, which provides engineering solutions for public infrastructure and real estate development projects. He's also on the board of overseers for New Jersey Institute of Technology and sees firsthand the intense demand by companies to hire NJIT graduates.
It's become almost cliche to say, but a large percentage of the jobs required in the not-too-distant future have not even been identified yet. What that means is we need graduates with problem-solving skills and an understanding of technology, technological dexterity, to be the leaders and innovators of the future. NJIT is rising to that challenge. It's not just about the engineering and the science, but it's also about the application of those in problem solving. Understanding how to apply is something that NJIT is outstanding at. That's one of the reasons that their student body, that their graduates are sought after.
NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology. Learn more at njit.edu.
This is Daniel Blazer. I'm a trustee of the Jewish Communal Fund and chair of the Special Gifts Committee. When the world came to a grinding halt with the coronavirus crisis, I turned to the Jewish Communal Fund to make grants to charities that were important to me. Our community of Metropolitan Council on Jewish Poverty to fight food insecurity and provide much-needed assistance to Holocaust survivors and single parents who have been impacted by the crisis. If you are not using a donor-advised fund for your giving, now is the time. Working with the Jewish Communal Fund is easy. It's convenient, it's efficient, and it enables you to focus on your charitable giving, especially in difficult moments like these. To find out how JCF can maximize your charitable impact and reduce your tax burden, visit jcfny.org.
ConResnick Advisory Assurance Tax, Business Strategies, Financial Intelligence, Viewpoints, all in one place. Visit ConResnick's C-Suite dashboard, conresnick.com/C-Suite.
I'm John Tucker. Bay Area Business Time is 8:28, time for the Bay Area's best traffic and weather. Larry Olson has his eyes on your commute this morning. Hello, Larry.
Indeed.com sold out this morning at the Bay Bridge. Metering lights run very heavily backed up through the maze. Westbound 80 going to be slow and go, starting all the way from Highway 4 as you make your way out to the Span. Slow as well for the San Mateo Bridge, westbound 92 at the Toll Plaza. essentially all the way across the bridge. If you're traveling up in the North Bay, Willowwood South, heavy stretch, Fulton Road down to Mendocino Avenue. Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates.